Okay, right. So today we are discussing about the discrete type Fourier transform. చాలా వరకు పిల్లలు ఎగ్జామ్స్ అంటే చాలా భయపడుతుంటారు సార్, రేపు ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఎలా చేయాలి సార్, ఎంత ఫాస్ట్గా రివిజన్ చేయాలని. సో ఇట్లాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళ కోసం ఈ స్పెషల్గా ఈ వీడియో చేయడం జరిగింది. ఈ వీడియోలో మనం డిస్క్రీట్ టైప్ ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ని చాలా ఫాస్ట్గా అంటే ప్రాపర్టీస్ కానీ డెఫినేషన్స్ కానీ అసలు ఆన్ విచ్ కేసెస్ డిటిఎఫ్టీ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ కన్వర్జెన్స్ ఆఫ్ డిటిఎఫ్టీ కానీ. సో దీస్ ఆర్ సమ్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ రిలేటెడ్ టు ది డిటిఎఫ్టీ, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ప్రాపర్టీస్. So this is and these are the related properties. So now we are discussing about the discrete time Fourier transform. Generally for analog communications or continuous time signals can be analyzed with the help of a Fourier transform. For discrete time signals we need to analyze the periodic signals with the help of a discrete time Fourier transform. So x of e power j omega is equal to and summation n is equal minus infinity to infinity x of n into e power minus j omega. So ఇదేంటంటే జస్ట్ ఫార్ములా అన్నమాట మనకి డిస్క్రీట్ టైం ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ కి జస్ట్ ఫార్ములా. సో ఇన్వర్స్ డిస్క్రీట్ టైం ఫార్ములా వచ్చేసి x ఆఫ్ n is equal to 1/2 pi minus pi 2 pi x of e power j omega e power minus e power j omega into d omega. So this is generally inverse DTFT formula x of n. Like in case of the మన కంటిన్యూస్ టైం సిగ్నల్స్ మనకి అయితే టూ ఫార్ములాస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకి టూ ఫార్ములాస్ ఉంటాయి. సిటీ సిగ్నల్స్ కి మనం x ఆఫ్ ఒమేగా తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం, ఇది డిస్క్రీట్ టైం కాబట్టి x ఆఫ్ e power తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. ఇక్కడ x ఆఫ్ n ఉంది కదా, x ఆఫ్ n ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఫర్ డిస్క్రీట్ టైం సిగ్నల్. కంటిన్యూస్ అయితే మనం t తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం, ఫర్ డిస్క్రీట్ టైం సిగ్నల్స్ ని n తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. దేర్ఫోర్ x ఆఫ్ n ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1/2 pi minus pi 2 pi x of e power j omega and d omega. So those are the just definitions about the discrete time Fourier transform and inverse discrete time Fourier. Now when the discrete time Fourier transform is existing for any signal, at that time we need to follow some rules and regulations for the existence. Suppose if we consider x of n is a sequence, x of n sequence must be absolutely summable. That means the x of n sequence compulsory మనం summation చేస్తే the total resultant value is less than infinity వస్తేనే then only we can apply the discrete time Fourier transform. Next one is nothing but DTFT does not exist for exponentially growing signal. Suppose if we consider a power n, it is nothing but increasing signal. Suppose if we substitute suppose if we consider a is equal to 2 power n 2 power, suppose n value is rising, obviously it leads to infinity. So that means DTFT does not exist for exponentially growing signals. And third one is nothing but DTFT is only existing for stable system. That means compulsory whenever the stable systems is existing, then only we can apply the DTFT. And fourth one is nothing but it is a special case, u of n cos omega n sin omega n and e power j omega n. So these are the complex exponential and step function, cos and sin. These functions also having a discrete time Fourier transform apart from the absolutely integrable. Why? Because if alpha n approaches to infinity, but it is not absolutely summable, but we have a DTFT. E power j omega is nothing but complex exponential. It can be represented in the form of a cos and sin. So it can be existing with the help of a. So that means u of n cos omega n sin omega n e power j omega n signals also having a DTFT by using the impulse function only. So that is the existence of the Fourier transform. Now we will go for the properties. So it is nothing but periodicity property in case of the discrete time Fourier transform. X of e power omega plus 2 pi is equal to x of e power j omega. It is nothing but periodicity property. So here for discrete time signals, the periodicity is equal to 2 pi. Therefore e power j omega plus 2 pi into x of e power. So this is nothing but linearity property. Suppose if we consider x1 of n is a one signal, x2 of n is another signal. If you apply the combination of those two signals, we will get the total response. That response is equal to the sum of their individual responses. Therefore a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n is equal to a into x1 of e power j omega plus b into x2 of e power j omega. Suppose x1 of n is a sequence, therefore the DTFT of x1 of n is equal to x1 of e power. x2 of n is another sequence, the DTFT is equal to x2 of e power j omega. Suppose linearity, we know that linearity property is nothing but it is a combination of homogeneous as well as additive property. Homogeneous is also nothing but like scaling property. Here a comma b are the scaling factors in the time domain. The same scaling factor is also appeared at the frequency domain. So whenever two signals are added in the time domain, the same resultant is also equal to the addition of their individual response. Therefore it satisfies the two properties. Therefore it is nothing but linearity property. Next one is nothing but time shifting property. So x of t minus t naught is equal to x of e power j omega into t naught x of e power j. That means whenever the signal is delayed by the t naught time, the same is existing. That means the corresponding signal response is multiplied by the e power j omega t naught times. So that is nothing but time shifting property. X of minus n is equal to x of e power minus j omega. So that is nothing but time reversal property. Here differentiation property, like in case of the continuous time signals, differentiating properties. Here instead of differentiating, it is generally called the differencing property. That means x of n minus x of n minus naught is equal to 1 minus e power minus j omega into x of e power j omega. So that is the differencing property. Here expansion property, x of n by k is equal to x of e power j omega into k. So that is nothing but expansion property. Next, convolution property. I think all of you well known about the convolution property. In convolution property, convolution in time domain is equal to multiplication in frequency. So here also same thing. x1 of n signal as well as x2 of signals are convolved in time domain. The resultant is equal to the x1 of e power j omega into x2 of e power j omega. That means multiplication of their responses. Sorry. Next, multiplication property, x1 of n into x2 of n. That means multiplication in time domain of two signals, that is resultant equal to the convolution of their responses. That means 1 by 2 pi, x1 of e power j omega, x2 of e power j omega. Next, frequency shifting property. Here, suppose if any sequence is multiplied by the some frequency component, exponential complex, that means e power j omega naught is nothing but another frequency variable. That means if you are multiplying the e power j omega naught in the time domain, in the frequency domain, some shifting is present in the frequency domain. That shifting is decided by the corresponding frequency component multiplied by the corresponding sequence. Therefore, here omega naught is a frequency variable. Therefore, omega naught is a shift in the frequency domain. So it is also very important property. Next, Parseval's theorem. Here Parseval's theorem is nothing but it is also called as energy of the signal. Therefore, E is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity modulus of x of n whole square is equal to 1 by 2 pi minus pi 2 pi x of e power j omega whole square into d omega. So that is also called as a Parseval's theorem. So or it can be represented like this: 2 pi times of n is equal to minus infinity to infinity modulus of x of n whole square is equal to integral minus pi 2 pi x of e power j omega whole square into d omega. Next one, differentiation property in frequency domain. So it is equal to that means differentiation in frequency domain that gives rise to n into x of n. That means the corresponding signal is multiplied with x of n into x of n, that is equal to j times of d by d omega of x of e power j omega. So that is the differentiation property statement. Next, it is very important conjugate property. X conjugate of n is equal to x conjugate of e power minus j omega. So it is the conjugate property in discrete time Fourier transform. XR of e power minus j omega is equal to XR of e power j omega. That is nothing but even symmetry. Xi of e power minus j omega is equal to minus of xi of e power j omega is equal to R symmetry. Here XR is nothing but real term. So Xi is nothing but imaginary. Generally, x of e power j omega can be written as xr of e power j omega plus j into xi of e power j omega. It is a complex signal. So complex signals can be represented in the form of a rectangular format. That means real part as well as the imaginary part. So that's why xr of e power minus j omega is equal to xr of e power j omega. Xi of e power minus j omega is equal to minus of xi of e power j. So it is nothing but R symmetry. It is nothing but even symmetry. So modulus of x of e power j omega is equal to square root of xr of e power j omega whole square plus xi of e power j omega whole square. Theta of omega is equal to tan inverse of xi of e power j omega xr of e. So generally xr of frequency is nothing but, generally modulus is nothing but square root of a square plus b square. So we can write like this. So generally theta is equal to tan inverse of b by a generally. So b is nothing but, like if you compare like a rectangular format, b by a, that means imaginary component divided by real component. So that is nothing but xi of e power j omega divided by xr of e power j omega. So that is nothing but property of, that means theta of omega. So this is just a very quick revision regarding the discrete time Fourier transform. So I will repeat it in Telugu itself also. So discrete time Fourier transform definition define చేస్తాం. Next ఇన్వర్స్ డిటిఎఫ్టి ఫార్ములా డిఫైన్ చేసాం. డిటిఎఫ్టి ఏ సిగ్నల్స్ కి ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవుతుందో ఆ సిగ్నల్స్ కి ఎగ్జిస్ట్ కావాలంటే అంటే మనం డిటిఎఫ్టి ఏదైనా ఒక సీక్వెన్స్ కి అప్లై చేయాలంటే ఆ సీక్వెన్స్ ఏ కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫై చేస్తేనే మనం డిటిఎఫ్టి అప్లై చేయగలని డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ డిటిఎఫ్టికి ఏ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఉన్నాయి, లైక్ ఇఫ్ యూ కంపేర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 12 ప్రాపర్టీస్ వరకు మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. పీరియాడిసిటీ ప్రాపర్టీ, ఇక్కడ పీరియాడిసిటీ ప్రాపర్టీలో ఒమేగా ప్లస్ 2 పై ఎందుకు ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తాం, ఐ థింక్ మనం ప్రీవియస్ క్లాస్ లో డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. ఫర్ ఎక్స్పోనెన్షియల్లీ డిస్క్రీట్ టైం సిగ్నల్స్ కి పీరియాడిసిటీ అనేది 2 పై మీద డిపెండ్ అయి ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేసిన ఇంటిగ్రల్ లో కూడా -π to π టోటల్ ఇంటిగ్రల్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2π రేంజ్. as well as linearity property discuss చేస్తాం, టైం షిఫ్టింగ్ ప్రాపర్టీ, టైం రివర్సల్ ప్రాపర్టీ, డిఫరెన్సింగ్ ప్రాపర్టీ డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం, x of n ప్రాపర్టీ, ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ ప్రాపర్టీ, కన్వల్యూషన్ ప్రాపర్టీ, మల్టిప్లికేషన్ ప్రాపర్టీ అండ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ షిఫ్టింగ్ ప్రాపర్టీ డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం, పాస్కల్స్ థీరం, differentiation in frequency domain, conjugate property. These are very important properties in discrete time Fourier transform. Just you will go through this one. That is today's class.